There we go. Continue.
Oh, and we
And we
alive.
are live. I was just
We
gonna say,
alive.
welcome back, y'all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Actually, welcome back, LaLa. We missed you last week.
Oh, I missed you guys too. Hey, y'all.
Not funny because it seemed like you enjoyed yourself last week. So
I mean, I was with my family. Of course, I enjoyed myself. I mean,
you weren't thinking about us. You weren't thinking about us. I have to take the wrapper off my water bottle because first of all, it's some off-brand, very off-brand, very off-brand water, and I ain't got time for y'all to be clowning me. So I just got to take it off.
Mm.
But
Okay.
welcome back to Market Bullies. This is your girl Kels,
And I'm LaLa.
and we're back for more. So if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel. Turn on your notifications. Uh, After this is done, like it or thumbs down and leave suggestions, feedback, and we'll definitely review them and consider them. I know I have been, reading y'all comments and responding. So shout out to the folks who've been engaging with me. Definitely appreciate it. Um, as y'all know, we go through the weekly rundown. So for this week, the Dow Jones rose 4.1% this week. The S&P, I'm sorry, 500 closed higher as well, 2.16%. The Nasdaq closed lower, not even a percent, 0.6%. They were down. And if you didn't know, the Nasdaq is 50% of it is made up of technology companies. So you'll see why it wasn't a good week for some of those companies. The sector winners for this week was energy. Energy was up about 16%, 16.46%. Financials was up, and that was very much reflected in my JP Morgan Chase stock because that ain't
Yes,
that high in a
mine too.
long
I said,
time.
I was like, oh.
I was like about to sell 5 shares. I didn't though. And then the industrials was up 5.28. And then the sector losers were IT. That kind of makes sense because the NASDAQ was down. And the consumer discretionary was down. So that's that. So for the unemployment numbers, they're decreasing. So they say. First time claims were down. Continuing claims were down. Individuals claiming pandemic unemployment assistance benefits was down, and individuals claiming pandemic emergency unemployment compensation benefits is down. So yeah, the number of people claiming any type of benefits were down from the previous week. So according to the numbers, people are going back to work, or it could be that people are just dropping off. They're dropping off in that grouping.
Yeah,
Maybe
they
they're
ain't
not
got no more
looking.
money that they paid into it.
Yeah,
They
or
ran out.
they're out of I forget what it's called, when you're no longer looking for a job, or whatever the case may be. Um, so for the hits and misses on earnings, as you know, earnings, I feel like earnings just, even though they're quarterly, they never stop. They just never stop. One quarter rolls into the next quarter roll. But yeah, so
We
this
only
week,
get like, I think, what is it, 4 or 5 weeks in between each earnings period.
yeah, so
Each
they
earnings
count.
period is like 6 weeks. So
Yeah, it's yeah. But this week, Mickey D's, if you like your little McFlurries like me, you help them beat their earnings. Canopy Growth, which is a weed company. Y'all know I'm from Cali. Oakland is right across the water.
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna say I know people, but I might know somebody.
You might know somebody that might know somebody.
So they beat. I don't know if I want to talk about this company. I'm over talking about this company. Nicola,
You can skip
Nicola.
it.
Look, I don't even know. They beat. They beat. I mean,
Nobody. They beat
yeah,
nobody.
they're still negative. They still have negative revenue, but they made more. They lost less than what they thought they were. Um, Datadog beats Vroom, which is a car company that you could buy cars online and they like bring it to you. They beat, which is interesting because I guess even though people is filing unemployment, they still buying cars. So I guess.
They say they out
Um,
here.
Walt Disney beat, and a little bit about them. So they beat and but but they said that they were furloughing some of their employees, including executives, and the stock rallied on them beating, even though they have to furlough their folks. I guess investors are like, good, trim the fat. People got to go. We got to save some money. Deuces.
Well, it probably wouldn't be a bad thing if they're going to move into more of a digital content company too.
Like I said, everybody ain't gonna make it to the finish line.
That's
Okay,
true.
they ain't got no problem getting cut off. Um, and then Planeteer Technologies, they beat. They actually IPO'd or went public this year, like a couple of months ago,
Mhm.
and they reported and they beat. So we have our misses, Beyond Meat, which is the fake meat. You eat that?
I do eat Beyond Meat. I do own Beyond Meat. And
It failed.
Ethan, he let me down this quarter. They let me
Um,
down. Top to bottom, it was just, then, Macbeth played them. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm a little sensitive about it.
okay, we gonna kill it. We gonna kill it, just like how they killed their earnings because they did
Lord.
not get. Plug Power miss. Plug Power is those, if you got a electric car, you need to go charge up. They have charging stations. They miss. Workhorse miss. Norwegian miss. Norwegian Cruise Lines, and I do have them because when I got into the stock market, I was like, what company is on which company is cheap that's going pop back up after COVID. And I was like, cruise lines. And COVID's still here. Ain't nobody cruising. Can't nobody can cruise.
Ain't
So
nobody cruising. No.
it makes sense. It makes sense. I think this says revenue was down 99.7% compared to the same quarter last year. Wow. Um, and DraftKings missed. I mean, I guess ain't nobody placing bets or I don't know. We don't even sports don't even know. Sports don't even know. But I do notice that DraftKings they are doing a lot of advertising. So I mean, I feel like when sports make an official comeback and it's not like taking a week by week, people will definitely be placing those bets, especially now since a lot of states have passed laws to allow their folks to gamble and bet. So yeah, it's more to come. I'm gonna keep them. I'm holding on to my low shares of DraftKings.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on to them. I don't think it's a bad company. I don't think it's a bad company. It's just going through a little rough patch.
It's
That's all
going
it
to,
is.
another one of my companies. I was like, it's cheap. I don't even know what they do. I mean, I kind of know what they do. I can say I am up, so I did get it at a good price. I'm happy about that. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see what they do, what they do. But yeah, that's the weekly rundown.
That is the weekly rundown. So let's just jump into some of the things that has been in the news and the market, child. So, China, and this whole well, not well, the China company of ByteDance is trying to sell off TikTok, right? And we were hearing about, TikTok, Oracle partnered along with Walmart, won out the bid. Butterfingers, Microsoft dropped the ball. And however, the sale has not yet progressed at all.
You ain't even
Um,
heard about it.
you ain't heard nothing about
I
it.
mean,
You know what I'm
at one point
saying?
it was all we heard. TikTok, TikTok. I almost downloaded the app. Shoot, but I didn't. So.
Yeah, I mean, I got my own personal theory about TikTok, but I won't discuss that because I ain't really vet that through yet. But allegedly, the deal with Oracle and Walmart is still alive a little bit, hanging on by the thread of life that it has. So now they have an extension, um, you know, to see if it's going to go through by November 27th. I'll believe it when I see it. But anything's possible. I don't know what may or may not happen. Who could come in and, scoop it up? I mean, I don't know. But, I don't know nothing about the market. But what I do know is that our current sitting President 45 signed this executive order. And at first, he blessed it. He blessed the deal. And now he's trying to, step back. Some men don't, some people, I'll say, I won't just put it off on men.
You gonna shade the
some
whole
people, don't know how to deal with rejection and defeat, start acting a little, they get a little bit in their feelings and stuff. So the deal that he once blessed, he is now allowed an executive order to basically kind of like put it garbage, like put it down. But I don't necessarily see the deal itself of TikTok being bought or acquired by a United States company being completely sandbagged. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there is a deal will happen. Whether it's going to be on the 27th of November, I don't know. Could be.
Ain't that Black Friday?
Yeah, Black Friday. One of those.
We gonna be asleep from Thanksgiving. What are you talking about? What is he talking about?
Black Friday is going to be all the e-commerce thing going on now. So it ain't gonna. It's not going to completely die because it's going to fall in line with this celebrated Singles Day that China has over there, which is something I recently just found out about. They highlight it as November 11th. With the ones 11/11. Being their Singles Day. And from what I've understand about this Singles Day, this big e-commerce day, it actually blows the United States Black Friday and Cyber Monday out the water.
That's crazy. First of all, the whole Singles Day, okay, that's new to me. And then also what's new to me is the States recently had this thing, and I think it's only on the East Coast, this thing called Sweetest Day or something day. I feel like we'd be making up these days just for us to spend money. Just as an excuse to spend money.
Right. I think so too. And I think each company also does that, although I would be interesting to know. Let me see, because they said it racked up. Well, first, let me say this. Singles Day is normally recognized in China on November the 11th, and it runs for the 24 hours. This year with COVID, what they did was they opened it up from November 1st through the 12th. So I was 12, wasn't 12 days. Well, it's not technically, it's not 12 days of Christmas. It's 12 days of single, 12 days of.
I mean,
12 days,
12 days of single. That sounds long. Or it could be playing like because if it's only 12 days of single and it's 365 days a year, you need whatever. But yeah, 12 days of single.
Apparently, child, these singles got some money because they bought over $115 billion in new shiny trinkets. I can only imagine what some of those trinkets were for some of those singles, but
Ooh. Oh, well, that caught me by surprise.
But it's a hell. Anyway, you know what I mean? But what I will say is, the same thing, everything mirrors kind of each other, right? So we have been hearing about how our Department of Justice over here in the United States feels that a lot of our bigger tech companies are being very monopolistic over here. So they called Google and Facebook and Amazon and oh God, Jack Dorsey from Twitter over. They all had to do, have these Senate congressional hearings. Well, same things happen over there too. So big tech is also getting a crackdown over there in China.
Say it like the president.
China.
That man's so childish.
Things are happening over there in China also too, and two of their bigger e-commerce platforms, two of specifically the two that really do a lot of big promotion of this single days over there in China is Alibaba and then also JD.com. But investors weren't feeling either one of those companies because they started shedding some of that money. Alibaba, as of last Tuesday, closed down at 8%, and JD.com closed down at 5% lower. That basically killed the valuation for Alibaba $60 billion within one day. So technically, the $116 billion that they generated in sales collectively, it got wiped out. That. I mean, if you want to, you know what I'm saying, like do that correlation.
I wonder where they got. Okay, this is where my mind at, y'all. Where did JD.com come from? If it's a Chinese company and they using American letters for their website. Anyways, I'll be thinking about some weird stuff. Because
you're not thinking about no weird stuff. What you thinking about is you thinking about the power of a easily identification of stuff.
Because let me tell you, when I first was hearing about JD, I thought it, those JD Power, those awards that car companies get.
You thought they was the JD?
I was confused for a very long time. I mean, because ain't that what the award's called? Okay, so continue. Sorry, I just have to get that off my chest.
You are actually fine because listen, a lot of these Chinese companies, I'm not really big on the Chinese companies. I mean, I'm an equal opportunist investor. You know what I'm saying? Like if I rock with the management, the business model look good, the numbers looking good, then I'm all for it. But I'll just say some of the more known Chinese companies, like I'm like, I ain't feeling them. So I'm like, where do they come up like with these names? So right. I don't think you actually far off from thinking it, JD, but it would make sense for this China company to pick up a name of JD as opposed to them using their own character letters. Like we don't have that in our keyboards, you know what I'm saying? Right. And it's simple. It's two simple letters for people to, but to be honest, I really wasn't familiar about any of this stuff. I knew of what is it, DH Gate or DG Gate or something like that in Alibaba. I know Alibaba is the go-to for all them Amazon and Facebook clothing boutiques with them little fake.
Oh, I thought it was AliExpress. I thought it was
AliExpress. That's another one.
Yeah, because listen, I got 3 AliExpress windows open because I need to get my bundles straight from the people. I'm not paying these high prices, and I kid y'all not. I have bundles in my shopping cart from AliExpress. Just sign up. Like I said, my mind be everywhere.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I some of this stuff, like just coming into, when you start reading about one company, then it leads you to another company, right? So like a lot of times I was like, what? And the only reason I really like found out about Alibaba and JD was because once I started to understand what is needed to assess a business, that's when I started looking at, because like I had told you guys way back when episode 1, I had been investing for a while. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing, really. I
Mm-hmm.
had no idea. So once I got a better understanding, I went through all of the portfolios in each company. But as I started to like assess each company, that's how it introduced me to these other companies. I had no idea that Alibaba even existed, but I was like, oh, okay. So moving on from China, there was a really good strategic long-term partnership that was announced that I'm actually kind of excited for.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for two things. One of them because it includes one of my favorite stores. The other store, I'm not really sold on it too
Mm-hmm.
much. That much. I kind of like their competitor a little bit more.
Start with an S and with an
Yeah, and it ain't my name. But um,
A.
oh, that's right. Y'all know me as LaLa stuff. So I'm talking too much.
Right. They probably like,
Um, it's Target and Ulta Beauty. So now, one thing I will say about Ulta is their store is geared towards the novice makeup artists, the advanced, you know what I'm saying? Like how they have the product set up, how they have it, like, it almost mirrors the company of Sephora a little bit, except for Sephora has a specific theme that they are trying to focus you in with their clean lines with the black and the pink and the white. Um, because they're trying to hone your eyes into certain things. That's why they have their store set up that way.
Oh wow. See, I don't go into those stores because I can't do nothing. One, look at makeup. I can't do no hair. I can't do. Sometimes you just pay people to do things, and
Oh,
that.
that's what I do. I only know about it because I got an 18-year-old. And before she got a
Um,
license, I was the chauffeur and the payee. I was the wallet and the driver. So you know what I'm saying? That's how I get it, because I ain't got no makeup on. I don't, you know what I'm saying? When I do wear makeup, I call, hey Shalia, you busy girl? I need you to
I
beat my face.
know.
I
I
gotta
had an
go.
in-house makeup artist. I'm actually in her room right now.
Mm,
Well, her old room.
see,
But
boom.
yeah.
Okay. So they are going to debut. Basically, what's going to happen is Ulta is going to have a section within the Target stores. So that means all the little girls that normally go to the cosmetic section in a Target will now be flocking to this Ulta section.
Mm,
So
okay.
I think, you know what? And now that I think about it, that's probably one of the reasons why Pizza Hut is going under and filed bankruptcy, because they pulled their Pizza Hut stations out of Target.
Mm. Target, I know that's crazy. 'Cause I was just about to say that Target has some. They have some brands in their store. They got the Starbucks. They just Target's so smart, and I wonder they probably do take some percentage of like the Starbucks or the Ulta Beauty business, in some of
Oh,
their
I'm
pockets
sure.
because it's like why not? I would, but like I think they also carry Levi's now. Um,
They do carry Levi. They do carry Levi's.
yeah.
Because matter of fact, they carried a couple of Isaac Mizrahi. His
Mm-hmm.
line was dead. Like his clothing line was dead, child. Nobody was trying to hear him. Nobody was trying to wear them clothes. They were still flocking to his perfumes and his colognes. But once he made that partnership with Target, his clothing line took back off. The same thing with oh child, Masani.
Who?
Masani was in there.
Oh,
Lori, that's Lori Loughlin's husband,
the one that went to jail, husband.
the one that's going to jail. So, all right. So
Prison, jail,
we're
prison.
not going to turn it to okay. So
A little
just a little bit of reality TV gossip in this. Okay.
bit.
So Lori Loughlin, when she was getting all her royalties and everything from Full House and all like her other TV shows or whatever, her husband is the founder, the head creative director, and all of that. They had their daughter Mala in the Masani. And when he had his deal with Target, the clothing line was doing really well. It was like in It was in all the Target, because I done been to every single Target within the state of New Jersey. Every single Target. From South Jersey, Central, and North. All of them. And I've been to just about all the Targets in the city of Virginia Beach, Newport News, Portsmouth when I go visit my family. And anytime I go to a state, I always go to the Target. And I was seeing Masani in all the Targets. So it was safe to say he didn't have them only in like segmented stores. But then, he, for some reason, decided to pull his line. And I remember when he pulled the line, I was like, why is he pulling the line out of Target? If he know, like I know, he better call up Brian Cornell and get back in there because, they, I don't know if they sentenced her or whatever. I know they found her guilty. And she gonna need some money on them commissary books.
Somebody gonna have to. Well, if she got money to pay off colleges and to get her kids into school, she should have some money for her books or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know. He better call up Brian Cornell, that's the CEO of Target, by the way. But yeah, I'm very excited about that partnership. So it's going to be within 100 Targets, starting in sometime next year.
I think it'll be good for them. I mean, Target's already doing great. I've also noticed like recently that they definitely have redone their beauty section. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll see if our Targets have Ulta Beauty section.
That might even be the reason why they redid that area in the Targets.
And I wonder if that's true, just setting it up. I wonder if Ulta Beauty will start closing down some of its stores. I don't really know how many. I think they have one. I think I have one that's in the same plaza as our Target. So I wonder if our Target carries, would they close theirs or at least downsize?
Yeah, I don't know, but I will say this: their CEO of Ulta Beauty is amazing. She's a really good leader. Her name is Mary Dillon, and she has experience. She worked at PepsiCo under another phenomenal female CEO, but she has since retired. So I'm pretty sure she got some of her strategic learning and experience from her. Dylan also has experience working at McDonald's, so she knows about having the best real estate locations. So I'm pretty sure, this was all in it. But whether or not they'll close down some of their existing brick and mortar stores, I don't know. I mean, if they're going to just have like space within Target, they're not going to be able to offer all the products and services that they offer. Because I do know that Ulta does provide I don't know about now, but once upon a time, you used to be able to go in there and, I would see women in there getting their hair blowed out. You know what I'm saying? They kind of, they bumped up their services that customers were allowed to have than the competitor. Like the competitor, their major competitor just did you can go get lashes and makeup and stuff like that done. But in Ulta, it was like a hair grooming salon in the back, and makeup too. So
smart. They smart over there, but I know all that.
They smart over there. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that flourishes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Let me find out. I'm gonna be able to get my hair done in the Ulta Beauty section of Target.
It would be something, they may have to get, some melanin stylists in there, but you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be like JC Penney's. Are they still around? JC Penney has a salon. Some of them do. I wouldn't go there, but
I ain't going.
You can get your hair done. Then you gonna take your pictures at JC Penney's. Then you can find your outfit, get your little jewelry. Target gonna be a one-stop shop too.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, JC Penney's and Sears. Oh, God bless the bankrupt.
Moving along. So today I think I finally read the local news and realized that we are shutting back down or rolling things back in. This week, Texas was the first state to hit 100 million. Oh, I'm lying. To hit 1 million COVID-19 cases, and then
Crazy.
California was next. Great. So I know in my area we're rolling back indoor dining, and I actually went to go pick up some food last night, and I was surprised they was eating inside, and they had the bar open, but the bar had like the plexiglass. It was so weird. It had the plexiglass. I was like, it's really that serious. They really want people at the bar, which it makes sense because it's just easier to order your drinks versus you having to wait for somebody to come to your table. And so I guess they was like, we need our money. But yeah, anyway, so the COVID cases are going back up. It'll be interesting to see what happens in other states, especially over there on the East Coast, because y'all dealt with it the worst. So it'll be interesting. It's also interesting to see how businesses are doing business now. Like I said, they had the plexiglass separating the customers from the bartenders. They had a new seating area, outside seating area that they created. I was like, hey, I haven't been out to eat in a long time. But like this COVID-19 is definitely changing the way we do business and we experience things or whatever. And we're going into the flu season and, winter. So we'll see. However, this week, Pfizer announced that they may have a vaccine in the running and it may be up to 90% effective. Are you going to take that, get that vaccine when it comes out? No?
No.
Me either. I just, it's just too rushed. We don't know the long-term effects. Next thing we gonna take the vaccine. Next thing you know, we're gonna have an arm growing out our head, and I ain't got time. Yeah. But because of the good news, the stock jumped 8%. And then BioNTech, who is also partnering up with Pfizer to develop this vaccine, also jumped up 15%. And then on Tuesday, that was on Monday. Then on Tuesday, BioNTech continued to rise another 8%. So with the rise in the Pfizer, what the CEO do? Sold some shares. He sold some shares, and I mean, he made 5.6 million off this announcement that he made about this vaccine that supposedly is 90% effective.
Woo! That is called a pump and dump, ladies and gentlemen.
And so I don't know how I feel. So I dig a little bit deep in, or did, I can't even talk. I did a little bit of deep diving and found that he already had this plan to be able to sell the stock at a certain price. This plan was initiated on August 19th, and again, it had a predetermined price that he could sell his shares off. So I don't, people, he can say that, well, this was already the plan. Other people can say that, well, you didn't have to sell it off. If you do have this vaccine, wouldn't your stock continue to rise as you got closer and closer and closer to, to the end result?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel. I know I ain't gonna take this vaccine though. I know that.
I'm not taking a vaccine. I don't do vaccines, but they be planning, that kind of stuff is planned.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. It sounds too. It just sounds too. No.
Yeah. Sounds a little suspicious or whatever. But with the announcing of this vaccine, some of the stay-at-home stocks dropped. One of them being Zoom. Zoom dropped like 20% this week at one point. And that's a lot. I guess the thought process is, well,
Oh
if we
yeah.
have a vaccine, then people are going to go back into the office and they're not going to rely as much on Zoom as we have been during this whole pandemic. We're using Zoom right
Mhm.
now. I use Zoom at work.
Right.
And so I guess people put their money out of Zoom and was like, next investment, please. And if y'all didn't know, Zoom only IPO'd or went public last April, so April 2019. And it went public around $36 a share. On Friday,
Hmm.
it closed at $403. A year ago, it was $36. Okay. Friday, it was $403. That's a 600% year to date return, like from January to now, 600%. Like
Right.
crazy. But let me put this in more perspective. $1,500 spent on Zoom January 2nd, because the first the stock market was closed. If
Hmm.
you spent $1,500 on Zoom January 2nd, today it would be worth $8,475. That's a great investment to me, even if they did drop this week.
Exactly.
Um,
It's a lot more money than you would get putting your money in a 2 year, 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 year CD.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
and so, that's the goal of the stock. That's the goal. That's why we in a stock market, right? It's to make money. It's to find these companies like a Zoom where, you know, if you got a year ago at $36, it would be worth one share would be, worth $403. So yeah, I just want to share that with y'all. Um, I mean, that's it, really. I mean, again, the goal of us is to come on and educate and entertain y'all and, share our little opinions or perspectives on things. Um, and
And
then,
what's been happening and
yeah.
what's been going on,
And
you know.
we if you're not in the market in the stock market, we encourage you to get into it. I mean, Zoom is a great example of how you could, make some money on something if you find that gem. There are hundreds,
Absolutely.
maybe thousands of companies you can invest in. Um, and it's up to you to find that gem through research, baby. Research and planning on how you think you will see the future. All right. Last year, I don't think many of us thought we was gonna be zooming, doing these meetings.
Absolutely not.
Um, but some
Absolutely not.
people were able to at the beginning of the year, as we were shutting down or as we were talking about COVID-19, um, made a great decision to buy into Zoom, especially when the stock market fell in March. Oh gosh, I just missed so much opportunity. But yeah, I mean that's how you make money in the stock market. Okay, you do your
That,
research, you do some forward thinking, and you put your money where your mouth is. Okay. Um,
that is absolutely true. And there's always a opportunity in the market every
always.
single day. It may not be your favorite stock. It may not be the one that you have at the top of your list, but there's always an opportunity to get in somewhere. It's just about, just like Kels alluded to, you just have to go in there and like research. And the best way to do that is to start with the companies you are familiar with, the ones that you use every day, the ones that you've heard of, things like that. But definitely researching. I would encourage everyone to do that, to invest your money into the stock market. But before just dumping your money and investing it in any business, you most definitely should be doing your due diligence and researching the company to understand it. I mean, if
Yeah,
you can't understand how the business makes money, how it retains money, what it plans to do with that retained money, who's making those decisions, then you shouldn't be investing.
yeah, you shouldn't be, but you could be setting money aside too.
That is
You know,
true.
like Marseille said last week.
That's
Set that
right.
money aside or whatever as you're doing your research, and when you're ready to, you know, pull the trigger, you can do that. You know, I've been looking at this picture behind me. It looked crooked to y'all, but I don't think it's crooked. So let me
You know what it is?
look at the other picture. It's all up in the
It
screen. Dang.
is perfectly flawed, just like us humans.
I don't think my picture is crooked. Whatever.
Your picture is fine.
Thank you. But yeah, that is it. That is it for this week, Market Bullies. Um, again, we come on here to educate and entertain. Um,
Yes,
and
yes.
and yeah, that's it. And you know, have a little fun with it. Have a little fun with it. A little having a little bit of personality. It's a little bit of personality to a little mix or
Just a
whatever.
little bit. Just give you a little twinkle, little sauce,
Okay.
in it.
Okay. But if you like this episode, please like. If you didn't like, go ahead and hit the dislike button. But tell us what you didn't like. If you liked it, if you loved it, tell us what you did love. Um, and that's it. We got some good things coming up in the future. So we hope to see y'all soon. And that,
Yes. And again, make sure you like, share, and subscribe
yeah.
to the channel.
Yeah,
We
and
appreciate y'all.
don't be asking me questions in my DMs. No, 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 no. You're gonna ask your questions on the comments so I can reply to them in the next video. Or if y'all do ask me questions in my DMs, I probably ain't gonna answer them. I'm probably gonna say I'll get you in the next episode and I'll plug it in to make you come back and watch our ish. Okay. But yeah, but that's it. That's it. That's all. We see y'all next time.
That's it.
Bye.